I promise you,
bro.
You fucking with the wrong one, bro.
I'm not fucking with anyone but a clown. You're a clown. You're a 31-year-old clown. You're a clown.
I'm a clown?
You're a bum.
Over the last few months, Jack Doherty has managed to pull off one of the wildest self-destructions online. He went from being just another loud IRL streamer to literally one of the most hated faces on the internet. And the crazy part? He did it all to himself. From wrecking his flashy McLaren live on stream to getting exposed by his ex-girlfriend for some seriously disturbing behavior, Jack's downfall has been nothing short of shocking. And somehow, Jack just keeps digging the hole deeper. Every single day, there's another viral clip of him getting humiliated.
What you gonna do?
Respect.
What you gonna do?
You guys want to troll security guard?
What you gonna do?
You guys want to troll security guard?
What you gonna do?
Respect.
Like blunts behind your ear, bro?
Come on, you ain't from nowhere, bro.
Confronted in public, or just acting like pure chaos walking. It's like he wakes up every morning thinking, how can I make things worse today? So, make sure you stick around for the whole video, because we're breaking down exactly how Jack Doherty went from millionaire content creator to the internet's favorite punching bag, and fast. Now let's be real, Jack's career isn't just struggling. It's gone. Not a pause, not a little controversy break. We're talking career flatline. The man's basically on digital life support. Even the metaphorical doctors have called it dead. He's streaming on Party Now, and if you don't know what that is, let's just say it's where washed-up streamers go when their careers officially collapse. It's like being banished to the streaming shadow realm. Even Johnny Somali's over there. And that alone tells you everything about the platform's reputation. But believe it or not, it gets even uglier. Just when Jack's career was already spiraling down after wrecking his McLaren and scamming his fans, his ex-girlfriend McKinley Richardson dropped the ultimate nuke on whatever was left of his image. She didn't just make a quick post, she went full expose mode, sitting down for a 2-part podcast, nearly 5 hours long, revealing everything. And this wasn't some mild, he was kind of rude sometimes type of story. No, she accused him of serious stuff.
We're okay. Sure, come sit back down. Come here. Just come sit back down. We're fine. Everything's fine.
No, I'm so embarrassed.
No, about what?
Physical abuse, emotional control, addictions, and financial manipulation. It's the kind of fallout that leaves nothing standing. The kind of stories McKinley shared are so wild, they make you wonder how this guy isn't facing serious consequences already. Now, to be fair, I'm not saying McKinley and the other girls involved are saints either. I've talked about that before. But here's the thing. If they're calling Jack a terrible person, that alone should tell you just how bad things really got. According to McKinley, Jack had explosive moments where he started throwing anything within reach. Bottles, phones, whatever. One time, she said, he even hit her in the eye so hard, it gave her a black eye. And of course, Jack's go-to excuse was always, it was an accident, which makes zero sense. Like, how do you accidentally throw something at someone's face more than once? It's beyond ridiculous. But here's where it gets even darker. The internet started digging up old clips of Jack actually throwing things at his previous ex-girlfriend on stream. So it's not like this behavior came out of nowhere. And then came the truly terrifying part. McKinley claimed Jack once threatened to take both their lives while speeding down a highway at over 150 miles per hour. That says everything about where his mind was at, and honestly, it explains a lot. And it still doesn't stop there. McKinley also exposed that Jack was allegedly hooked on prescription stimulants and even pressured her to take them too, just so they could keep up with his nonstop, chaotic content grind. It's insane what people will do for clout. This is the kind of disturbing stuff that makes you wonder how Jack Doherty isn't facing serious consequences right now. And look, I'm not saying McKinley or the other girls involved are perfect. Far from it. I've talked before about their own questionable choices. But if they're the ones calling Jack a horrible person, that alone shows just how dark things must have been behind the scenes. According to McKinley, Jack had violent outbursts where he'd grab whatever was nearby.
Are you okay? Off. I'm so sorry. Off. I literally thought I just broke your fucking neck. I tried to hold it.
Bottles, phones, anything, and start throwing them. One of those moments reportedly left her with a black eye after something hit her straight in the face. And his excuse? He said it was an accident, which is just wild. Like, how do you accidentally throw stuff at someone's face multiple times? Make it make sense. And the internet didn't waste a second pulling receipts. Old clips resurfaced, showing Jack throwing things at his previous ex-girlfriend live on stream, proving this pattern didn't come out of nowhere. But then things got even more terrifying. McKinley said Jack would sometimes threaten to harm both of them while driving at 150 miles per hour on the highway. That's not just reckless.
Forgive me. You know, I'm sorry. I'll never flip you over in a golf cart ever again.
I don't know if I want to get in a golf cart.
That's downright dangerous and shows where his head was at during that time. And if you thought that was the end, it's not. McKinley also revealed Jack's alleged addiction to prescription stimulants and how he pressured her to take them too, just so they could keep up with his wild, non-stop streaming lifestyle. It's shocking what some people will risk for fame and content. What nobody realized until now is that Jack allegedly flipped that cart on purpose, right on top of his own girlfriend, just to farm clips for content. That's not just reckless, that's heartless. In the footage, you can clearly see where his mind was, not on McKinley's safety, not on calling for help, but on the camera. The man was literally scanning for the lens to check if they got the shot while she was lying there hurt. Unreal! And when McKinley begged him to take her to the hospital, Jack couldn't have cared less. Why? Because he had better plans.
Hey, go.
What happened? What'd they do?
He said, give me all your money. I thought I was gonna die.
A yacht party with Antonio Brown. Yeah, instead of making sure his girlfriend was okay, he was too focused on living that influencer fantasy. So, McKinley had to call an Uber and get herself to the hospital, alone. But here's where it gets even colder. When Jack finally did show up later on, he didn't come to comfort her or apologize. Nope, he showed up with his camera ready to record, because apparently, even a medical emergency is just another content opportunity for him. Imagine being so lost in the clout chase that your girlfriend's pain becomes your next upload. During one of those wild takeover events in Compton, things went from chaotic to downright terrifying. McKinley was too scared to leave the van, so she stayed inside while Jack ran off to film for his stream. But while she was sitting there alone, someone came up with a weapon and robbed her. She was completely shaken up, scared for her life. And when Jack finally came back, guess what he cared about most? Not her safety, not her fear. He was more worried about whether the whole thing got caught on camera. That's insane. By this point, you can definitely see the pattern. Content always came first, no matter who got hurt. McKinley didn't stop there, though. She also exposed Jack's twisted manipulation tactics. She said Jack constantly used the phrase, "just kidding," as his shield. And honestly, we've all heard him say it a million times. He'd say some wild, disrespectful stuff like, "I'd be tripping if that was on her neck. I'd hit her."
We were going to make the most money we have ever made in our lives. It wasn't because he was excited to have a baby with me and have a family and start a new era of our life. It was, oh my gosh, we're going to start a family YouTube channel and you're going to make so much money when you're pregnant and you have a pregnant belly.
I put another one on the other side. I'm kidding. What the? There are entire compilations online showing him using "just kidding" after every messed up thing he says. But apparently that phrase wasn't just a joke. It was his way of dodging responsibility. Anytime someone called him out, he'd instantly play it off like they were the problem for not taking the joke. Classic gaslighting. And then came the most disturbing part of all. McKinley revealed she once took a pregnancy test, and it came back positive. Twice. When she told Jack, he didn't react with shock, joy, or even worry. Nope, he got excited about how much money they could make from it. He allegedly said they'd make the most money they've ever made in their lives. Not, "I'm going to be a dad." Not, "We'll figure this out together." His first thought was, "We're about to get paid." That's not love. That's pure exploitation. Then Jack took things to an even darker level. After McKinley told him about the pregnancy, he actually went out to the club and started cracking jokes about cheating on her now that she was expecting. He allegedly told people that no one would want her if she had Jack Doherty's baby. Can you believe that? He was literally mocking her and bragging about trapping her with a child only to move on to someone else. That's not just toxic, that's straight up cruel. Honestly, it's a relief this man didn't end up becoming a father, because the idea of him raising a child is terrifying. But the madness doesn't stop there. McKinley also exposed Jack for what sounds like serious financial manipulation. She claimed he forces the girls living in his house to sign NDAs that prevent them from ever discussing how much they earn, and that he takes a big cut of their income. If any of them break those agreements, they're hit with the threat of lawsuits. Think about that. A house full of young women, all legally gagged from talking about their own money. That's not a content house. That's a setup. It's exploitative, controlling, and just plain shady. So after everything we've heard, the manipulation, the emotional games, the dangerous stunts, and the exploitation, It's really no shock that Jack's life is completely falling apart right now. Jack got absolutely torched by YouTuber Canel Joseph, who straight up exposed him for allegedly shocking his dog and being a total fraud. That video spread like wildfire, and people were furious.
Talk to me, do something.
Why are you stuttering? You nervous?
I'm not, no.
Can I touch your heart?
Yeah, you should.
Then, just when you think it couldn't get worse, Jack got kicked out of a party hosted by Neon. And the real punchline? All of Jack's OnlyFans girls stayed at the party with Neon. Imagine the humiliation of watching your own crew ditch you for the guy who just banned you from his event. That's straight up rock bottom. But the L's didn't stop there. Jack was also called out for his shady crypto projects, where he allegedly scammed fans through multiple meme coins and left them holding the bag. Young followers who trusted him lost serious money. And when people confronted him about it, Jack completely lost it on stream. He started yelling, raging, and spiraling live as the chat flooded with L's. It was total meltdown energy. Let's be honest, that security guard isn't risking his life for Jack Doherty. He's clocked in for the paycheck, not to take punches for a guy who brings chaos everywhere he goes. And can you really blame him? Then, as if Jack's week couldn't get any worse, he got pulled over by the cops and slapped with 6 tickets. At this point, how is this man even still allowed to drive? This is the same guy who crashed his McLaren while reading his chat. Behind the wheel, Jack's not just reckless. He's a walking hazard to society. But here's where things get real. The internet has finally had enough. People have decided Jack is beyond redemption. Every post with his name on it is flooded with hate comments, calling him out for being a terrible human being. And to be honest, he brought this on himself. Jack built his whole career off harassing random people, hiding behind bodyguards, and letting them handle his fights while he played tough for the camera. He's been accused of exploiting women for his OF business, scamming fans, and even pushing dangerous behavior onto others. He's been called emotionally and physically abusive, financially manipulative, and straight up dangerous on the road. It's a never-ending list. And the wildest part, unlike other creators who face scandals and somehow manage a comeback, Jack's chances are 0. There's no bouncing back from this. Because when your own ex-girlfriend sits down for a 5-hour interview to expose everything about you, that's not a PR problem. That's a career obituary. This isn't cancel culture or an online witch hunt. This is what happens when consequences finally catch up after years of chaos. So, what do you guys think? Is this the final chapter for Jack Doherty? Or will he somehow slither his way back into relevance again? Drop your thoughts down below, smash that like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more crazy updates. You won't want to miss what's coming next.